Good morning! And in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Today we're talking about 1988's The Truman Show. The Truman Show is about a one Truman Burbank who, according to Google, is in a 24-hour womb-to-tomb reality TV show. And that was just too good a description to pass up. Truman is in the ultimate reality TV show. He was made for television, and they continue to film him throughout his life until he gets wise to the fact that he's on a TV show. And then the whole fabric just sort of deteriorates, and everything becomes a mess. I love Jim Carrey, and I really feel like people don't take him seriously enough, and don't appreciate the fact that while, yeah, he is just a big old goofball, he can still do serious roles. And The Truman Show is just the most prime example of that. I mean, until I get to Eternal Sunshine, but whatever. It's just so moving. You are so heartbroken for this guy who is only on this earth to entertain millions. And while it is sort of a charming concept, it's also terrifying, and you just feel so bad for him. And because he just can't do what he wants to do, and he just gets so frustrated in the middle of the movie and starts trying to leave and run away, and he just keeps getting stopped, and it's awful because you know that he knows and he just wants to be free, and it's so sad, and be with the love of his life, that girl whose birthday is today, actually. But Jim Carrey just gives such a good performance as this, like, I guess all-American guy, really. He's just supposed to be the sort of man everyone wants to be, and it's great. His fear of the water is so genuine, and just, like I said, it's just so sad. It's such a heartbreaking movie, like, but he plays it so well. So, dear Jim, I love ya.
Thanks, Alexis.
I think it's really interesting because in the 90s was when reality TV shows started to become more commonplace. I mean, they weren't as, like, big a deal as they are today, but The Real World was starting, and things like those, The Amazing Race and junk like that was just getting started in the 90s, and so I really feel like this is an incredibly interesting look at reality television, because, the only person who's not painfully aware of their, like, relevance in the world is Truman, and, like, that's what's so awful about reality TV, is that these people will do these ridiculous things and, like, have these scripted scenarios, and that they will, like, carry out so that they can become famous, whereas Truman just is, because he's just so idealistic, and, like, he's such a romantic idea that people have in their heads of, like, a man they want to be or a man they want to be with, If more reality TV shows were like that, the world would be a better place. If you didn't have people that were just so, like, blatantly fake and awful. The whole 24-hour network concept is still it's a relevant thing, but it's mainly only news. Like, there's not a reality TV show that's on for 24 hours. I mean, like, you don't watch somebody sleep, and it's just so interesting and, like, weird that we as people definitely would do something like that. Like, we would just be so, like, captured by these people that we would sit there and watch them sleep instead of sleep ourselves, or sleep, like, with the TV on so that we're, like, sleeping with them, It's crazy. Or the guy who's in the bath the entire time, like, if we had networks like this, I wouldn't put it past people to watch it. And it's just so crazy to think, like, why are you so fascinated by this man whose entire life was manufactured? Like, but we do. We make these things up about celebrities anyway, and it's just crazy. I also just love The Truman Show because it really just pushes every extreme of your imagination to be like, wait a minute, am I on a TV show right now? Are you watching this because somebody's marketing me to you? I don't know. Everybody's just fantastic. Laura Linney was the most perfect, like, American Housewife female that they could have chosen for him. Like, she is just an idol of mine. And then the creepy guy who is in charge of the whole production, and then there's Paul Giamatti who's like going through his fat phase or whatever, and God, how will it end, my friends? How will it end?
They had put a fart machine into my sleeping bag.